Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The question has been asked and answered.
You have not answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt. Director, did Donald Trump ever say to you, just find and release the entire truth? Don't worry if I'm in it.
The instructions from the administration were to release all credible information, and we have done that.
Did Donald Trump ever provide information about Jeffrey Epstein as an informant?
Kash Patel just got caught, not by a journalist, not by an internal watchdog, by a sitting member of Congress live on camera asking him one simple question over and over again. And Kash Patel could not answer it. He would not answer it because the truth would end his career. This is the man running the FBI, the man in charge of the largest sex trafficking investigation this country has ever seen. And when a congressman asked him directly whether he told the attorney general that Donald Trump's name appears in the Epstein files, Kash Patel dodged. He deflected. He tried to spell out the alphabet instead of answering.
Director, the first time you saw Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files. Did you close the files or keep reading?
I have reviewed not the entirety of the files, so I have.
So you haven't reviewed all of the Epstein files?
Personally, no.
You're the director of the FBI. This is the largest sex trafficking case the FBI has ever been a part of. Buck stops at the top, and your testimony today is you have not reviewed all the files.
What I've been doing is been busy providing the safest country this country has seen in modern U.S. history in historic speed, because the men and women of the FBI are given the resources to reduce the homicide rate, to reduce the drug trafficking rate, to reduce the amount of children that are being trafficked and the number of pedophiles.
It sounds like those children being trafficked would appreciate the director reviewing the files. You said you don't know the number of times Trump's name appears in the files, so it could at least be 1,000 times. Is that right?
The number is a total misleading factor. We have not released anyone's name that we have not released anyone's name in the Epstein files that has not been credible.
Director, could it at least be 1,000 times?
We have released every piece of legally permissible information.
Okay,
you can characterize the numbers however you want it.
Reclaiming my time, Director. It sounds like if you don't know the number, it could at least be 1,000 times.
It's not. It's not.
Is it at least 500 times?
No.
Is it at least 100 times?
No.
Then what's the number?
I don't know the number, but it's not that.
Do you think it might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of this country. My job is not to engage in political innuendo so you can go out to the sticks and get your 20-second hit in your fundraising article.
But
keep going, reclaiming your time, because the people of California are being underserved by your representation.
If the president is not implicated, why not release everything that involves him?
We have released everything, the president and anyone else's side, that is credible and lawfully be able to be released. Your fixation on this matter and baseless accusations that I'm hiding child pedophiles is disgusting. Anyone that says that needs to look at the stats alone and go back to the state of California, who's receiving the biggest surge in FBI resources through my redeployment, because the cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco need it.
Director, remembering your oath to tell the truth, did you ever tell Donald Trump his name is in the files?
I have never spoken to President Trump about the Epstein files.
Did you ever tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The Attorney General and I have had numerous discussions about the entirety of the Epstein files and the reviews conducted by our team.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
And we have released where President Trump's name is in the Attorney's files. It's a simple question. Did you tell the Attorney General that the President's name is in the Epstein files? During many conversations that the Attorney General and I have had on the matter of Epstein, we have reviewed.
The question is simple.
Who
did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Yes or no?
Why don't you try spelling it out?
Yes or no, Director?
Use the alphabet.
Yes or no?
No? A, B, C,
Director,
D, E, F?
it sounds like you don't want to tell us. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name was in the Epstein files?
Why don't you try serving your constituency by focusing on reducing violent crime in this country and the number of pedophiles that are legally harbored in your sanctuary cities in California? I'll work with you on that.
Regular order, Mr. Chairman.
I'm
the gentleman from California.
Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files?
The question has been asked and answered.
You have not answered it, and we will take your evasiveness as a consciousness of guilt. Director, did Donald Trump ever say to you, just find and release the entire truth? Don't worry if I'm in it.
The instructions from the administration were to release all credible information, and we have done that.
Did Donald Trump ever provide information about Jeffrey Epstein as an informant?
Write that down. The director of the FBI, under oath, responded to a direct question about Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein by reciting ABC. That is not strength. That is a man who knows exactly what happens if he tells the truth. Let's start with what Kash Patel actually admitted. He admitted under oath that he personally has not reviewed the entirety of the Epstein files. Think about that for 1 second. This is the FBI's own director sitting in front of Congress confessing he hasn't read the full case file on the largest sex trafficking investigation in the Bureau's history. He wants you to trust his judgment on what gets released and what stays buried. And he hasn't even finished reading it himself. That's not an oversight. That's a decision, and it's a decision that protects certain people. Then came the real moment, the moment Kash Patel will not live down. He was asked point blank whether Trump's name shows up in those files enough times to matter. 1,000 times? No. 500? No. 100? No. So what's the real number? Patel's answer, I don't know the number. The director of the FBI does not know how many times the president's name appears in an investigation his own bureau controls. Either he's lying about not knowing, or he's admitting he's deliberately kept himself in the dark so he never has to answer for it.
Donald Trump has not been, and I can only speak for the FBI, an informant of the FBI.
So, Director, you've played this cute shell game where you say you can't release everything because the court has said that it legally is not allowed to be released, but the court calls bullshit. Judge Richard Berman said that when you went to the court, quote, information contained in the Epstein grand jury transcripts pales in comparison to Epstein investigation information and materials in the hands of the Department of Justice. So let's move on, Director. You wrote a book called Government Gangsters. You identified 20 individuals in that book. You put me on that list at the top of the list. Thank you. My children find it flattering. 20 of those individuals have been investigated or have had adverse actions. Director, considering that you have identified these people as, quote, government gangsters, will you recuse yourself from making any investigation decisions about these individuals?
Anyone that has been terminated at the FBI has been done so
the
because
question
they failed
again,
to meet the muster
Director,
and their constitutional
I will
obligation.
work on the audio-visual capabilities.
I'm going to borrow your terminology and call bullshit on your entire career in Congress.
I'm reclaiming my time,
It has been a disgrace to the American people.
I'm reclaiming my time.
You can reclaim your time all you want.
Mr. Chairman, you're going to allow a witness to speak this way? Mr. Chairman, would you give...
recuse yourself, Director.
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman, would you admonish the witness not to insult members?
The gentleman has no time.
Mr. Chairman, just
committee will remember.
Quick point of order. Could the gentleman be extended an additional 20 seconds to complete his thoughts since the witness decided to interrupt him continuously?
And the witness will be able to respond if he wants. We'll make sure he has time to do that.
My question is, will you, Director, recuse yourself, yes or no, from investigating or making decisions about the 60 individuals, including myself, that you identified as government gangsters? Yes or no?
Time of the gentleman has expired. The witness may respond if he would like.
And the answer was no, as I heard.
Correct.
Okay. The gentleman.
Neither one is acceptable from the man running the FBI. And then the dodge that should end this man's career. Did you tell the Attorney General that Donald Trump's name is in the Epstein files? Simple yes or no question. Kash Patel refused to answer directly. Over and over and over again, he tried humor, he tried the alphabet, he tried to run out the clock. A man with nothing to hide answers a yes or no question with a yes or no answer. A man protecting the President of the United States stalls, deflects, and insults the person asking. That's exactly what he did next. Instead of answering, Kash Patel turned around and attacked the congressman's constituents, accusing California's sanctuary cities of harboring pedophiles. That is not an answer. That is a distraction tactic straight out of an authoritarian playbook. When you can't defend your record, you attack the person asking the question and you attack the people they represent. It's ugly. It's beneath the office. And everyone watching saw exactly what it was. Here's what makes this even worse. Kash Patel wrote an entire book naming government officials he personally labeled gangsters. 20 names. Names of people who have since faced investigations, firings, and other consequences directly tied to Patel's own list. And when asked on the record whether he would recuse himself from investigating the very people he publicly targeted in his own book, his answer was no. Not I'll consult ethics counsel, not I'll review the conflict of interest guidelines. Just no, let that sink in. The director of the FBI has a personal enemies list published in his own book, and he has now confirmed under oath that he will not step aside when deciding the fate of the people on that list. That is not law enforcement. That is retribution with a badge. Meanwhile, the congressman doing the questioning laid out the facts with precision most politicians never manage. He cited the exact words of a federal judge who ruled that the Epstein grand jury materials pale in comparison to what the Department of Justice is actually sitting on. In other words, what's already been released to the public is a fraction, a small fraction of what Kash Patel's own department has locked away. Patel had no real response to that. He tried to reclaim the narrative by talking about crime statistics and FBI redeployments, numbers that have nothing to do with the question he was dodging. This is the pattern with Kash Patel. Every single time the conversation turns to Epstein, and every time it turns to Trump, he pivots. He talks about safety. He talks about drug trafficking rates. He talks about anything except the actual question in front of him. That's not leadership. That's evasion. And the American people are done falling for it. Ask yourself why the director of the FBI, a man who swore an oath to the Constitution and to the truth, cannot bring himself to answer one direct yes or no question about whether the president of the United States is named in the Epstein files. If there was nothing to hide, he would have said so in half a second. Instead, we got the alphabet. And ask yourself this too. If Kash Patel is willing to stonewall Congress on camera, in public, with cameras rolling, and the whole country watching, what is he willing to hide behind closed doors where there are no cameras and no consequences? This isn't about politics. This is about a public official who took an oath to tell the truth and chose evasion instead. When the person running the most powerful law enforcement agency in America won't answer a straight question about the president and one of the worst sex trafficking cases in modern history, that's not a partisan issue. That's an accountability issue. And right now, Kash Patel is failing it. Kash Patel had every chance to clear his name today. Instead, he spelled out the alphabet, attacked a congressman's constituents, and flat out refused, to say whether he told the attorney general that Trump's name is in the Epstein files. Silence is an answer, evasion is an answer, and the American people are watching every single second of it. If you think the director of the FBI owes this country a straight answer, hit like and subscribe and drop your thoughts in the comments below.